It gets to the rail now, is racing second. Run Faster. Up on the outside third, goes on. Run Faster is now second. And he goes winging forward and grabs the top. Run Faster, the leader by the quarter, 31 and 2. Top turn, it's Run Faster, but 2. Fresh Sabre racing a second. Woodmere Starlet is third. Crafty Julia racing a fourth. Ari's Joey has a fifth. Then Wee Maud. They swing off the top turn. Through the stretch now they come racing to the half. And Run Faster has moved out now by 8 lengths. Fresh Sabre racing second. Woodmere Starlet is third. Crafty Julia moves from fourth. Half and 102. Then it's Wee Maud. R.E.'s Joey out of the turn now for the second time. Pacing off on top all by himself. It is Run Faster. Leading by about 8 lengths. Fresh Sabre racing a second. Crafty Julia off stride scatters the trailers. On up the backstretch for the three-quarter pole. Run Faster appears to be spent. Fresh Sabre gets to him. Then Woodmere Starlet driving on third. Crafty Julia fourth. Fresh Sabre now grabs the top as they go by the three-quarters, 36 and 1. Top turn it is Fresh Sabre. Crafty Julia racing second. Woodmere Starlet third at the rail. Wee Maud comes to fourth. Run Faster is now fifth. At the 7/8 they're battling for the top. And it is Fresh Sabre with the lead and Crafty Julia up strong. Here comes Woodmere Starlet out 3 wide coming on. Crafty Julia grabs the top. Woodmere Starlet at the line. It is Crafty Julia. Then Fresh Sabre, Woodmere Starlet. And the time for the mile, 2:09 and 2. Result of the 10th race. Now official for Sabre was second. Woodmere Starlet third. Ari's Joey was sixth. Wee Maud fourth. Crafty Julia, your race winner. Run Faster was fifth. Beer for Susan scratched and P.H. Dougie seventh. Nellie Banks was eighth. Quarter 31. Race moving in behind the gate, and the gate is moving. We approach the top of the stretch, 8 starters. Omaha Gambler Rick Armstrong, Bride of the Boys, Elmore White, True Bell Down and Steve Downey, Lindale Lady Sean Shannon, Fresh Sabre with Steve Mahar, Akadu and Jill Barrio, Canico Scooter Brian Moore, and Ridgefield with Lonnie Stokes. Here they come. They're off battling for the top. Lindale Lady shows on top, and up along the inside it is Omaha Gambler with the lead now. Omaha Gambler, True Bell Down, racing is second. Lindale Lady racing third. She ducks to the rail. They're by the 8th. On up the backstretch they go to the quarter. It is Omaha Gambler and True Bell Down. Lindale Lady racing third. Then Fresh Sabre is fourth. Canico Scooter has fifth. Bride of the Boys, Akadu is on the move. Ridgefield trails by the opening quarter, 29 and 4. Around the top turn, Omaha Gambler. True Bell Down, racing second. Lindale Lady is third. They're by the 3/8 now, swinging off the top turn. Here they come through the stretch, racing to the half. Up front, Omaha Gambler, but 2. True Bell Down and Lindale Lady. Then Fresh Sabre. Then Akadu, Canico Scooter, Pride of the Boys, Ridgefield, by the half a minute 2/5. They're into the turn now, driving to the 5/8. It is still the Gambler on top. True Bell Down, racing second. Then Lindale Lady is third. Akadu is now fourth. On up the backstretch, they drive to the three-quarter pole. Omaha Gambler still with his lead of 2. True Bell Down, Akadu up on the outside, goes on to third. Lindale Ladies racing fourth, 131 by the three-quarter pole. Top turn, Omaha Gambler still by 2. True Bell Down, Akadu racing third. Lindale Lady fourth. Ridgefield is fifth. Now they're at the head of the lane and they're heading home, and it's Omaha Gambler moving out of it. Omaha Gambler 2 bell down, and Akadu. That's the way it's going to be as they hit the line. It is Omaha Gambler 2 bell down. Akadu, Lindale Lady, Brian and the boys, Richfield, Cadigo Scooter, and Fresh Sabra. Time for the mile to 2 and 1. We parade back now the winner of the Rothsay Avenue Billiards Pace. Winner of race number 8, it is number 1, Omaha Gambler. Bay pacing gelding 8 years by Armbro Omaha out of Chestnut Hill. 3 by Albatross. Owned and trained by Terry Grant of St. John with Rick Armstrong driving. Omaha Gambler getting his 11th winning trip this season. Pacing this afternoon in 2:02 and 1. They're moving in behind the gate, and the gate is moving. We're approaching the top of the stretch 8 starters. There's Dusty Davy and Steve Mahar, Road Eyes and Jimmy Smith, Big Dylan and Brian Moore, Quail Ridge Roger with Chester Eatman, Renrag Jean with Joe Barrio, Our Class Act with Lonnie Stokes, West Pointer, Roy Dickinson, and Omaha Gambler, Rick Armstrong. Here they come. They're off from the far outside. Omaha Gambler winging for the lead. Pacing with it on the inside, Dusty Davy. They're into the turn. Omaha Gambler grabs the top. Dusty Davy is racing second, and they're by the 8th pole up the backstretch. It is Omaha Gambler in command by 2. Dusty Davy racing a second. Then Road Eyes has a third. West Pointer racing 4th. There goes Big Dylan. Up on the outside, rushing on from 5th. He goes to 4th, and they're by the opening quarter. At 29 and 2, top turn, Omaha Gambler by 2. Dusty Davy is second. Road Eyes and Big Dylan. He's on the outside now to 3rd. Road Eyes is 4th. West Pointer racing 5th. Then it is Renrag Jean, Quail Ridge Roger, and Our Class Act trailing the field as they come to the half. Omaha Gambler shows the way on top by 2. Then racing a second, Dusty Davy. Big Dylan gets 3rd. Minute and 2/5 as they race on by the half, and they're into the turn for the 5/8. Omaha Gambler shows the way. Dusty Davy racing second. Big Dylan outside. He's racing on 3rd. Road Eyes is 4th. West Pointer's 5th. That's Renrag Jean rushing up on to 5th now, and they go to the 3/4 pole. Omaha Gambler, Dusty Davy. Big Dylan hangs a 3rd. Road Eyes 4th. Renrag Jean. Then it's West Pointer, Our Class Act, Quail Ridge Roger, 31 and 3 by the 3/4. Top turn, Omaha Gambler still by 2. Then it is Dusty Davy. Then Road Eyes. Renrag Jean is now 4th. West Pointer racing 5th. Our Class Act, Big Dylan. Quail Ridge Roger heading home. It is Omaha Gambler moving away. Omaha Gambler, that's West Pointer. Work it up strong on the inside. At the line it is going to be Omaha Gambler, West Pointer. Then Road Eyes tight between Dusty Davy and Renrag Jean, Quail Ridge Roger. Then Big Dylan and Our Class Act. Time for the mile. 2:02 and 4. And parading now the winner of the 5th race, number 8 Omaha Gambler. Big gelding 8 years by Armbro Omaha. From Chestnut Hill, she by Albatross. Owned and trained by Terry Grant of St. John with Rick Armstrong driving. Win number 12 this year for Omaha Gambler. tonight in 202 and 4. Jill Barrio, Susie Poozy, Lonnie Stokes. Dusty Davy, Steve Mahar, Road Eyes with Jimmy Smith. Angels Class and Todd Trites. Omaha Gambler, Rick Armstrong. Township Boots with Brian Moore. American Image, Gord Hennessy. Here they come. They're off an Omaha Gambler, winging for the lead, but in along the rail, Riverside Marcy has it. They're out of the turn. It is Riverside Marcy, Omaha Gambler, Township Boots, racing up 3 wide, and he drives on to second. Omaha Gambler racing third. They're up the backstretch, battling for the top. And now Township Boots goes to the top. Riverside Marcy is second. Omaha Gambler racing third. Susie Poozy fourth. Dusty Davy fifth. Angels Class, Road Eyes, and American Image trailing by the opening quarter. 30 seconds flattened around the top turn. Pacing on top, Riverside Marcy, Township Boots is second. Omaha Gambler racing third. Through the stretch they come to the half, and it is Riverside Marcy, Township Boots, and Omaha Gambler. Then Susie Poozy fourth. Dusty Davy moving fifth. Then on the outside, American Image, then Angels Class, Road Eyes trailing. They were by the half, 101. Into the turn now they drive to the 5/8. It is Riverside Marcy on top by 2. Township Boots and Omaha Gambler up the backstretch now, driving to the 3/4 pole. Riverside Marcy by 2. Township Boots, Omaha Gambler. Then Dusty Davy is fourth. American Image is strong, 3 wide on the outside going on. Susie Poozy locked in at the rail. 133 and 1 by the 3/4 pole. Riverside Marcy. Now Omaha Gambler grabbing the top. He's the leader as they swing to the 7/8 pole, and Dusty Davies a strong third coming on. Up the head of the lane, it is Omaha Gambler, Dusty Davy, Riverside Marcy. It is Omaha Gambler. He's going to hold to win this one, and he does. It is Omaha Gambler. Then Dusty Davy, Township Boots, tight between American Image and Susie Poozy. Then Riverside Marcy, Angels Class, and Road Eyes. Time for the mile, 2:05 and 3. And parading now, winner of the 7th race, number 6, Omaha Gambler, big gelding, 8 years by Armborough Omaha from Chestnut Hill by Albatross. Owned and trained by Terry Grant of St. John, Rick Armstrong driving. 4th winning trip in a row for Omaha Gambler, his 13th this year. Winning tonight, 2-5 and 3. Starters for the 7th race, moving in behind the gate, and the gate is moving. We're approaching the top of the stretch, 7 starters. American Image, Brian Moore. Dusty Davy, Steve Mahar. Omaha Gambler, Rick Armstrong. Akadu with Jill Barrio. Lady Sunset, John Davidson. Haggis with Wayne Mahar. Thames Fashion, Lonnie Stokes. Here they come. They're off at Omaha Gambler, stepping out, and from the far outside, Thames Fashion drives on to second. Lady Sunset racing third. They swing out of the turn, Omaha Gambler. Thames Fashion up and at him, racing second. Then Lady Sunset at the rail is third. The 3 leaders with a 5-length lead on the field that I could do, going on to 4th, closing the gap. American Image is now 5th, and Dusty Davy and Haggis trails as they drive on to the quarter. Omaha Gambler takes them by that marker, 28 and 4. 28 and 4 by the opening quarter.
Omaha Gambler by 2.5. Then Famous Fashion is second. Lady Sunset Racing a third. Akadu closing in fourth. American Image is fifth, and Dusty Davy. And they swing through the stretch, come driving to the half. Hages is trailing. Up front it is Omaha Gambler cutting it out by 2.5. Famous Fashion is second. Lady Sunset third. There goes Akadu moving from fourth half in 59-1. Into the turn for the 5/8 Omaha Gambler by 2.5. Then Famous Fashion. Lady Sunset is third. Akadu is fourth. Dusty Davy, American Image, and Hages trails at the rail. They're onto the three-quarter pole. Omaha Gambler by 2. Famous Fashion closing in a bit. Racing is second. Lady Sunset third. Akadu is fourth. Omaha Gambler took him by the three-quarter pole. 130. Top turn, Omaha Gambler. Famous Fashion out to challenge. Lady Sunset stays at the rail. She's racing third there. And Akadu is fourth. Dusty Davy now fourth. Akadu is fifth. At the head of the lane, it is Omaha Gambler, Famous Fashion. Lady Sunset's a strong third, coming on to second. Omaha Gambler, Lady Sunset, Akadu at the line. The Gambler, Lady Sunset, Akadu. Famous Fashion, Hages, Dusty Davy, American Image. Time for the mile, 2:01 and 2. At parading now, the winner of the 7th race, number 3, Omaha Gambler. Big gelding, 8 years. He's by Armbro, Omaha, from Chestnut Hill. She by Albatross, owned and trained by Terry Grant of St. John with Rick Armstrong driving. 14th winning trip this year for Omaha Gambler tonight, 2:01 and 2.
We're underway with race 4, 8 starters behind the gate. Cocan Coverboy with Euless Gallant. T.D. Gabriel with Doug Beckwith. Star Glint Hanover, Steve Mahar. Lone Water Angie and Sean Shannon. Derry Town Dean, John Davidson, Double Jeopardy, and Rick Armstrong. Wee Maud with Bill Robertson, and from the outside, Bread Handover, Gordy Hennessy. 8 starters for the 4th race. Here they come. They're off, quickly leaving the line. Double Jeopardy pacing for the top. T.D. Gabriel from the inside can't get there first. Double Jeopardy does. And they take that lead into the first turn. That's Bread Handover on the outside. Racing to second. T.D. Gabriel now third, and they're by the 8th. Star Glint Hanover pacing in 4th. Lone Water Angie has 5th. Then it's Wee Maud, Cocan Coverboy, a trailer Derry Town Dean, and they head to the quarter with Double Jeopardy showing the way, backing off to second. Bread Handover, T.D. Gabriel third. That's the way they are by the opening quarter in 30 and 2/5. Into the turn they head to the 3/8, and still Double Jeopardy continues to show the way. Bread Handover staying close in second, and T.D. Gabriel races third. By the 3/8, Star Glint Hanover 4th, and Lone Water Angie pacing 5th, and they race in front of the grandstand for the first time. Double Jeopardy in command on top, a length and a quarter. Bread Handover lumbering on in second. Here comes Star Glint Hanover out from 4th. T.D. Gabriel has 3rd, though, and they race by the half in 1:02 and 4. Into the turn they drive for the second time, and continuing to lead is Double Jeopardy. On top, a length and a half. Bread Handover staying close in second. T.D. Gabriel third. Star Glint Hanover challenging 4th on the outside as they pass the 5/8. Lone Water Angie racing 5th. Derry Town Dean up to 6 now on the outside. Wee Maud in the trailer Cocan Coverboy, and they head to the 3/4. Double Jeopardy on top now by 2, leading by the 3/4, 1:35. Into the turn, it's Double Jeopardy and Bread Handover. Star Glint Hanover now comes to 3rd. TD Gabriel fourth, Derrytown Dean racing fifth, but up front is Double Jeopardy moving out. 2.5 lengths is the lead as they round the turn and head for home. Double Jeopardy, Bread Handover. It'll be a battle for third, but Double Jeopardy moves away. Bread Handover, Cocan Coverboy closing strongly for third, and here they are. Up front, Double Jeopardy, then Bread Handover and Cocan Coverboy, Starglint Hanover, Lone Water Angie, Derrytown Dean, TD Gabriel, Wee Maud. Time for the mile, 2:05. And we parade back the winner of the fourth race this afternoon. It's number 6, Double Jeopardy. Double Jeopardy is a bay gelding 4 years by Forrest Skipper out of Lady Sajovi. She by Romeo Hanover. Owned by Brian Foster of Hampton, trained by Rod Gogan with Rick Armstrong driving. It's the second win of the season for Double Jeopardy this afternoon. The 4-year-old steps to a new win race record of 2:05. Number 6, Double Jeopardy, Rick Armstrong.
Behind the gate, gate is moving, approaching the top of the stretch. Hillview Auditor, Bill Robertson, Ruthless Attitude, Rick Armstrong, Norwell Raider, Brian Moore, Brian and the Boys, and Elmore White, Steve Mahar with Hard Drive Hacker, then Calhoun Clipper, Steve Mason, Touch You Blue with Charlie Ross, and I've Got Control with Charlie Price. Here they come. There, off Ruthless Attitude takes him out of there. That's Touch of Blue working up on the outside. But in along the rail, Norwell Raider has second. Touch of Blue outside driving on third. Hillview Islander fourth. Brian and the Boys is fifth. That is Hard Drive Hacker, Calhoun Clipper, and I've Got Control, and they're up the backstretch. On to the quarter. Touch of Blue winging for the top, but Ruthless Attitude holds it a length. Touch of Blue outside second. And along the rail, Norwell Raider heads at third. Hillview Islander is fourth. And they're by the opening quarter. 30 2/5 out of the top turn. The leader is Ruthless Attitude. Touch of Blue has found the rail racing second off. The rail to challenge goes Norwell Raider rushing from third. Hillview Islander taking cover behind him, racing a fourth. They swing off the top turn, and here they come through the stretch. They're racing to the half. Up front, Ruthless Attitude. Norwell Raider on the outside, 2 leaders nose to nose as they come prancing to the half. Touch of Blue was racing third. Hillview Islander outside fourth. Half and 2, then Hard Drive Hacker, Brad and the Boys, Calhoun Clipper, and I've Got Control around the turn to the 5/8. Ruthless Attitude. Norwell Raider outside second. Touch of Blue is third. Hillview Islander fourth. Then Hard Drive Hacker, Proud of the Boys, Calhoun Clipper on the outside, and I've Got Control. 2 leaders still battling as they drive on to the 3/4 pole, and Ruthless Attitude moves out now by a length. Ruthless Attitude, the leader by the 3/4 pole, 33 2. Top turn, Ruthless Attitude now but 2. Norwell Raiders on the rail second. Hillview Islander outside, rushing a third. Touch of Blue, Hard Drive Hacker coming on, and they tip off the top turn. Here they come for home. Ruthless Attitude, Norwell Raider, Hillview Islander, Hard Drive Hacker. But it's going to be Ruthless Attitude to win this one. She does. Ruthless Attitude, the Norwell Raider, Hard Drive Hacker, Hillview Islander, Brian and the Boys, then Touch of Blue. Tight between Calhoun Clipper and I've Got Control. Time for the mile, 2:05. And parading now, winner of our second prize, number 2, Ruthless Attitude. Bay Pacing Mirror, 4 years, by Totally Ruthless from Shy Terrace by Flight Director. All by Stephen Gass of Cornwall, Prince Edward Island, trained and driven by Rick Armstrong. It's the second winning trip this year for Ruthless Attitude, stepping to a new win race record of 2:05. Ruthless Attitude and Rick Armstrong. The starters for the 4th race, moving in behind the gate. Gate is moving, and we approach the top of the stretch for the field of 8. We have T.D. Gabriel, Doug Beckwith, Star Clint Hanover, Gord Hennessy, Derrytown Dean with Tony Watson, Cocan Dream and Euless Gallant, Lone Water NG Sean Shannon, Fancy Friends with Rick Armstrong, Brighton Sister Steve Mahar, and Should Have Been Nobles with John Davidson. Here they come. They're off pacing on top of his T.D. Gabriel. He's the leader. And from the far outside, Fancy Franz drives on second. Into the turn, it is T.D. Gabriel. Now up on the outside, Fancy Franz. And along the rail, Star Clint Hanover racing third. Derrytown Dean is fourth. Brighton Sister racing fifth. Cocan Dreams, Lone Water Angie. And the trailer Should Have Been Nobles. And they drive on to the quarter, and that's Fancy Franz moving to the top on the outside. Out now by a length, and Fancy Franz is the leader by the opening quarter at 31-3. They go into the top turn. Fancy Franz is showing the way. T.D. Gabriel racing second. Brighton Sister now third. Out to challenge from fourth comes Star Clint Hanover. Moving on the outside, now to third, and they tip off the top turn. Here they come through the stretch. They're racing to the half. Up front and cutting it out, it is Fancy Franz. T.D. Gabriel second at the rail. Star Clint Hanover outside moving third. Brighton Sister is fourth. Then Derrytown Dean moving fifth. Coquette Dream, Lone Water NG, and Should Have Been Nobles. And they were by the half and 4 and 3. Into the turn for the 5/8 they go, and it is Fancy Franz. T.D. Gabriel under a tight rein up on the outside. Driving on to second goes Star Clint Hanover. He's strong on the outside, rough and off stride. It is Fancy Franz by a length of a quarter. T.D. Gabriel racing second. On the outside, Derrytown Dean is third. Brighton Sister fourth. Lone Water NG 137 by the three-quarter pole. Into the top turn, Fancy Franz holding her lead. Strong on the outside, though, is Derrytown Dean. Now lapped on the leader. T.D. Gabriel locked in third at the rail. Lone Water Angie outside is strong, is a fourth, and they make the turn for home. And pacing on top, Fancy Franz, Derrytown Dean coming to her. And on the outside, Lone Water Angie. T.D. Gabriel looking for room. It's going to be tight at the line. Too tight to call, but maybe Fancy Franz. And then Derrytown Dean, time for the mile, 2:09 and 3. Parading now the winner of the fourth race. Number 6, Fancy Franz. Bay Pacing gelding 6 by Franz Hanover. From Simon's Brett G by Brett Hanover. Owned by Brian Robertson of Rexton. Trained and driven by Rick Armstrong. First winning trip in 2 seasons for Fancy Franz. He wins this afternoon in 2:09 and 3. Fancy Franz and Rick Armstrong.
Got Control with Charlie Price, Bruce Chef and Doug Falkins, Hillview Joe, Bill Robertson, and from the outside, Ice the Puck and Gordy Hennessy. 8 starters for the 6th race. Here they come. A bit rough is Stargaze Time. They're off and leaving the line. Miss Vale from the rail looking for the top. So is I've Got Control, and they race into the turn. Quickly grabbing a third is Ari's Joey, and they drive to the 8th with Miss Vale on top. I've Got Control, stuck on the outside right now, second. They are by the 8th. Ari's Joey racing a third. Twin B John Boy pacing on the rail 4th. Up the backstretch to 5th goes Stargaze Time. Then Bruce Chef, Ice the Puck. Hillview Joe trails. They race to the quarter. Miss Vale cuts the fractions on top by a length. Opening quarter, Miss Vale is there in 31 and 1. Driving to the turn, Miss Vale on top a length with I've Got Control second. Ari's Joey third. Up on the outside, that's Ice the Puck moving from the back of the pack. He quickly comes up to third and moves on the outside. Racing around that turn, they hit the 3/8 with Miss Vale, cutting it out. Ice the Puck is on the outside and challenging second as we race in front of the grandstand. Miss Vale shows the way. Ice the Puck is challenging, and I've Got Control on the rail third. Outside 4th and moving comes Stargaze Time, and they're by the half. The half paced in 1:04. Ari's Joey 5th. Hillview Joe moves 6th. Then it's Twin B John Boy and the trailer, Brew Chef, and they drive into the turn and head to the 5/8. Miss Vale still holds a length lead. Ice the puck outside, challenging second. They're by the 5/8 and up the backstretch now. There they go to the 3/4. Miss Vale 3 parts of the length. Ice the puck hangs a second, looking for room on the rail. Third is I've Got Control, who comes back to second. Ice the puck, let's go a bit. Racing third as Miss Vale opens up 2 lengths on the field. 1:35 and 2, the 3/4. It's Miss Vale 2 lengths. On the rail second, I've Got Control. RE's Joey back to third. Ice the puck racing fourth. On the outside comes Twin B John Boy and Hillview Joe, but they round the turn and head for home with Miss Vale on top. Racing second, it's I've Got Control. Third, RE's Joey. Miss Vale and I've Got Control. RE's Joey third. Twin B John Boy fourth. At the line, Miss Vale, and here they are. Miss Vale wins it. Then it's I've Got Control and RE's Joey, Twin B John Boy, and Brew Chef, followed by Stargaze Time, Ice the Puck, Hillview Joe, and the time for the mile, 2:07. And parading back now, the winner of race number 6 is number 1, Miss Vale, the bay mare 4 years by Top Notcher, out of Ralph's Noel, she by Ralph Hanover. Owned by Reg Jardine of St. John, trained and driven by Rick Armstrong. 9th winning trip of the season for Miss Vale, her first here at EPR. This afternoon, 2:07. Number 1, Miss Vale and Rick Armstrong taking the 6th race.
For race number 6, another full field of 8. We have 1, Cocan Knightley. 2, I've Got Control. 3, Party on Garth. 4, Dusty Lane Lynn. 5, Hard Drive Hacker. 6, Portrait of Janice. 7, Seal Crest Dexter. The outside 8, that's Joint Venture. Gate approaching the head of the stretch, and here they come. They're off and pacing. I've Got Control, looking for the early lead. On the outside, Dusty Lane Lynn gets away sharply, and Cocan Knightley on the inside also challenging. They go on round the turn, and Dusty Lane Lynn on the outside takes control. On second, that is I've Got Control, and up on the outside, pacing in third is Joint Venture now. Cocan Knightley has 4th, racing in 5th. That is Party on Garth. Driving up to 6 now, Hard Drive Hacker, then it's Portrait of Janice, and the early trailer is Seal Crest Dexter, and the field heads on past the opening quarter in 30 4/5. Driving with the lead, Dusty Lane Lynn. On the outside, Joint Venture is challenging for the top. Moving third, I've Got Control, racing in 4th. That is Cocan Knightley. As they go on past 3/8, Party on Garth moves to the outside now from 5th. Racing in 6th as they come on down through the home stretch for the opening half. And the field approaching the half now, and it is still Dusty Lane Lynn. On the outside, second, Joint Venture, still tough parked. Racing in third is I've Got Control, and they were by the half in 1:02 and 2. Party on Garth is 4th on the outside. Then Cocan Knightley. Driving in 6th is Hard Drive Hacker, then Portrait of Janice. And the trailer still Seal Crest Dexter. On past 5/8, they head down the backside for the final time. There goes Party on Garth. 3 wide, now 4th, now 3rd. He drives on to 2nd to challenge for the lead. It's still Dusty Lane Lynn. Party on Garth on the outside 2nd. No racing room for I've Got Control from 3rd. And Cocan Knightley comes to 4th on the inside now. 3/4 in 1:35 and 2. And Dusty Lane Lynn still on top. Party on Garth now tucks in for a brief breather. And moving third, I've Got Control. Cocan Knightley has 4th, and he moves to the outside. Past 7/8, they come down the stretch for the wire. It's still Dusty Lane Lynn. Party on Garth is 2nd. I've Got Control and Cocan Knightley battling for 3rd as they come for the line. Dusty Lane Lynn and Party on Garth, and Dusty Lane Lynn returns to the races and gets the job done over Party on Garth. And I've Got Control, 4-3. The time for that mile, 2:06 3/5. Parading back to the line, your winner of the 6th race. Again, returning to the races after a long layoff, this mare took her lifetime mark at the age of 4, and now 10 years old. The mare by What a Monster. Owned by Ronnie Gass of Cornwall PEI, trained and driven to victory by Rick Armstrong. Dusty Lane Lynn winning in her first start, back at the races, 2:06 and 3 the time for the mile. Number 4, Dusty Lane Lynn and Rick Armstrong.